It is tea time. It is tea time. It is tea time. It's a beautiful morning. I'm just having a cup of tea. Just making a cup of tea, like you can see here. And just have a good day. It's the idea. That's a message. Just have a good day. Just warming my tea. I put it in 2 minutes. And then set that up. I am here in Halifax, Nova Scotia province of Canada. It's a beautiful place, amazing, good opportunities in Halifax, Nova Scotia province, Canada. If you get a chance, if possible, visit Halifax, Nova Scotia province, Canada. If you're already in Halifax, Nova Scotia province, Canada, then and just have a good day and make it happen so that you achieve the great success that you want in life for yourself, for your family, and for your community, and also for helping other people within the community and around the world in whichever way possible. Because even the little that we do, whatever it is, so long as it's good, it has a good ripple effect around the world. And a little bird, a little butterfly, a little squirrel, a little tree, a little leaf, a little person, or like even someone who thinks they're important or has a big job or big opportunity or big vehicle or big house or big all this success. Still, we are little children of Mother Earth, all of us, everything. We're all little tiny cute children of our Mother Earth. And it's up to each one to figure that out for themselves in their own way and to realize that we can make it happen to just have a good day. Everyone just wants to have a good day. Just have a wonderful time in life. Enjoy whatever little they have. I have a little soup here that I'm making for breakfast. And this is a mixture of vegetables, some rice, and some lots of water. And a little spices here and there. You can see it here. Just getting ready. So appreciate whatever it is that you have and whatever it is that you can enjoy. See, it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be like whatever is there or whatever is not there. Just have a good day. Enjoy a friggin' nice cup of tea or whatever, or coffee or fruit juice or like water or whatever it is you have available, and make the best of it and enjoy it and just have a good day. Enjoy some of this tea here. So delicious. Anyways, I just put some spice on top, a little cinnamon and chocolate on top. See, and just have a good touch and a good sense of taste and flavor, just to make it happen so that they can have a good day. See, I have been in Canada for over 25 years, almost 26. My name is Simba from Kenya. My name is Simba from Kenya. And I live here in the southern community of Halifax, Nova Scotia province, Canada. It's a beautiful place. And it's romantic in Halifax. It's the finest Nova Scotians, amazing Haligonians, nice Canadians, really nice Canadians, very kind-hearted, caring people. See, my family has been here for many years, like I mentioned. There are families that have been here also for generations, hundreds of years. Aboriginal people have been here for gazillion years, and maybe, who knows, and since the beginning of time or whatever. See, the indigenous to this place, they're called Aboriginal people. Lots of different types, lots of different lovely communities, nations, small tribes, and also big kingdoms. One of them is this one called the Mi'kmaq Great Kingdom. Over eastern Canada, they control, and they have and they own the land and well, not property, but they own lots of, they own all the land, all the way in the provinces of Nova Scotia here, Newfoundland, in Canada, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, parts of Quebec, and New Brunswick and PA. So those, and also northeastern part of Canada, of USA, northeastern, so Atlantic or eastern part of Canada, most of it, and then eastern part, northeastern part of USA. So their area or kingdom or territory is really, really huge. How they did it, I don't know. They just live there, I suppose. See, they just had a wonderful time hunting, gathering, and doing whatever it is that they did, and that they do now, and that they'll continue to do for eternity, hopefully. See, then came the settlers from Europe, from Africa, from Asia, from Caribbean, from where else? Other parts of North America, USA, from probably Australia, and who knows where else. See, maybe other islands, and they came and they occupied Canada. They created a small something called Canada. In Canada just means, in the Aboriginal language, one of the Aboriginal languages, it just means a local village, a small community, or a gathering place of people. See, Halifax, the real name of it. Halifax is a European word, somewhere from around Scotland or Ireland or some Gaelic community in Europe. See, but the real name of this city or this area that I live in with my family here, my family and I live in, and so many other families in Halifax, Nova Scotia province, Canada, North America. The real name of this city, Halifax, is Jibuktuk. Jibuktuk means the gathering place. The Aboriginal people used to gather here for spiritual ceremonies. They considered it one of the holy places. And I don't know, maybe their holy place or one of their holy places. And even now they come here for ceremonies. They come for it's called the treaty ceremony. They come from something called powwows. Powwow is like when they have a dance ceremony. And they come for other ceremonies here that are now modern and part of this new colonial system called Canada. Colonialism means that it's an occupation, so we're just occupying the land of the Aboriginal people, and we put them in something called a reserve, or the res, and it happens in many colonial countries. It happens here in Canada. It happened in South Africa. They had the apartheid system. It happened in places like Kenya, where I was born and raised, where the land and the property and everything was colonized by the British. Some other parts of the world were colonized by other people, including I don't know, the French, and there were times in the world when there were some kind of Middle East people that were colonizing places. I think there were the Persians or something like that. There was the Babylon Empire, there was the Roman Empire, there was the Greek Empire, and who knows, there was the Ottoman Empire, there was the Egyptian Empire, and other empires, including the Aztecs of South America. So there are these people that just want to control a lot, and to use something called force and divide and rule, and to control land and property and people and all that, and to make themselves feel superior and take advantage of others, or like capitalize on the resources and the people and whatever. See, and also they use a lot of things that make them appear to be like godly, like Christianity or other religions, or like how Karl Marx said that religion is the opium of the masses, or the fools. So they use that to fool the people. and to tell them, oh, this is how God wants it. This is what God said. This is this order of society. We are the great ones. We are the chosen ones, and we are the this and that. And you are the obey the rules and whatever. You're the servants. You're the professionals. You're the militants. You're this and the other. So it's just what happens in society in general, in any culture, any heritage, or any family, or any person's individual life. It's just what happens. It's just how society and life and community happens sometimes. Then on the other hand, each and everyone has something called power. It's called personal power. And there's family power, or good values, family good values, and also something called community. Oh, yeah, sure. And there's something called community, the power of community of good values. So it's just what we can use to make it happen, so that we can enjoy good experiences in life as good human beings. As best as possible. Because it's like each and everyone has their own. Just turning off the heat here. This is radio. So each and everyone has their own life and their own experiences unique to the person, and their own what do you call them? Opportunities and perspective of life and all that stuff. So it's just how it is, and it's up to each one to figure that out, or themselves out, and their family, and also what they want to do in this world, or whatever, each moment, to serve, same as I'm putting this in the bowl, serving community, or serving family, or serving self. It's called self. It's called self service. So it just depends. So it depends on the individual or personal or family values or mindset. So those are things that are just how it is in society. And we all need society. We are all part of society. We all have the same human right. This is called inalienable, universal human right for each and everyone. And in whichever country, there's something called a constitutional right for everyone to be a good human being and to have the greatest opportunity possible. See? But human beings have flaws. We have this and the other. Who knows what goes on in humanity? George Orwell said that some pigs want to be more equal than others. That's what George Orwell said in his book Animal Farm. So it's just one of those things. So there's this tendency. There's a tendency of human beings that are in power or that positions of authority or whatever it is, whatever sense of privilege there is in society. So in that situation, you find George Orwell called human beings pigs. And he said some pigs want to be more equal than others. So they end up either using whatever opportunity or whatever this and the other in society to make what they want happen. So for whatever reason or whatever, this and the other. See, to their profit or their benefit or to their this and the other. So that's how that happens. And that's how these things like wars and conflicts and this ignorance happens. See, and that's the root cause of something called human suffering. Human suffering just arises from that whatever type of narrow-mindedness in human society. But in nature, naturally, the animals work together. They could be like, I don't know, in wild situation, like in terms of like animals in wildlife or animals in society or animals in human beings or birds and fish and all this, whatever type of life, even trees in a forest tend to work together. They work together and just cleaning up here, just cleaning up this after cooking and whatever. But they work together for something called common good. Common good is one of those simple principles where it's like a family. People need each other. People need each other in or support each other or whatever in whatever situation, in whatever experiences of life, whatever challenge or whatever situation there is. It's called common good. So that's now a basic principle of things called business, running a business or minding your own business and making success happen for an individual or family or organization or government or this and that. So that's just how it is. And we can do that. Each and everyone can make their own opportunities happen. However, in society, there are people that are called less fortunate or more privileged, or so there are these inequalities in society that arise for whatever reasons or whatever, access to opportunity, access to information, access to something called power, and in society people use something called politicking is just the concept of policy making and making it tick or function for whatever purpose, and usually the purpose is called self-interest. So people use that for self-interest. It is meant to be for common good, but they take the resources for common good and they make it happen for themselves or their own community or their own family or their own group or their own, who knows, race, skin color, or people of a certain religion want to feel, oh, we are more superior, chosen ones, or people of this and the other. They just all based on all being racist. Racism is just a smaller thinking version of something called tribalism. This is the narrowest minded thinking pattern in the world, racism. But it's just how it is. And so it's not just a certain group that's racist. It's just any person can be racist depending on their own mindset. They could be green, they could be yellow, they could be what's called black or what's called white. There's no black or white people. It's just people. See, everyone's a person, everyone's a human being from a family. Skin color changes, even this person's skin color changes depending on the season. See, they get darker, they get freckles, or I don't know, suntan, or become browner, or become darker, or lighter, or whatever. See, same as somebody's personal weight fluctuates. Sometimes you're a little lighter, a little heavier, a little chubbier, a little skinnier, a little this, a little healthier, a little ill, a little whatever it is in life. See, it's just how it is. Same as this oven here, it doesn't belong to me, it belongs to the Chinese landlord who owns the house. I just rent a small room here. See, it's about 8 or 10 roommates in the building or whatever. See, and each of us has their own little space, and young professionals and retired. I think I'm the only retired person in the house. See, so I'm heading to 70s now, 70s, and it's a wonderful life experience here in Halifax, Nova Scotia Province, Canada. My name is Simba. I was born in Kenya, East Africa, province or county called Bomet, Conoin constituency, Boito Ward, Kibera village, Kibera families. There are a number of families around the families community. So it's a huge, small community of a number of families, amazing families. See, each and every community has amazing families in whichever country around the world. See, each and every community has its own uniqueness, has its own amazing resources. I grew up on the farm, and my mom has a relatively small size of farm, but she does amazing things with it. She is able to support. She supported many children that were like less fortunate or either didn't have parents or their parents were not able to take care of them, or they were working on my mom's farm, or my parents, I don't know, they work also in other farms in the community. See, it's all kinds of kind of more fortunate people in whichever community. See, and in their own humble way, some of the fortunate people that want to keep everything for themselves and their children and have the positions of power and authority and responsibility and this and the other. And then they help others, but they they would do it just to maintain the people that they're less fortunate in their less fortunate situation. They don't do much to really improve them or uplift them from their misery or suffering, pain and suffering, and whatever conditions that they are in life affecting many people. Even though people try to make their success happen, each and everyone can make it happen for themselves, and we can also make it happen for our families. We can also make it happen for community, whichever community or culture or heritage, and also as good human beings in the world, in government or in private organizations or in non-profits or NGOs, non-governmental organizations, or crown corporations, or like parastatals as they are called in other places, in other countries, like in Canada they are called crown corporations, or in small bands, BNADS, bands or groups that are isolated, like the Aboriginal communities here in Canada. They live in something called bands, BANDS. They were put in bands, and they were put in something called reservations. So their potential, the settlers or whoever ran the colonial government in Canada, USA, and other places like Australia, who knows, wherever else, tries to reserve the potential of the local people, amazing Aboriginal people in whichever country, or the original people that they met there. And they try and suppress them, oppress them, depress them, and deprive them of resources and whatever it is else through something called reservation. Reserve their potential. And they also pump things like drugs and alcohol and all kinds of whatever into the communities to suppress them, and maybe like things like whatever is harmful, could be like guns or like or just capitalizing on the suffering and pain and ignorance that's in the populace, especially in the families of the ruling class and the middle class. This whoever else is a relative type of shareholder of whatever community is in power. So, and it is said that power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. So that's how it is. See, but power in itself is good. It can be used for good, for good of the family, or good family values, good of cultural values, good of healthcare, improvement in standard of living, improving roads, improving government, improving human relations, diplomacy, and all that good stuff, including improving the practice of inalienable universal human rights and dignity of each and everyone. So, because even the ones that are in power want to enjoy wonderful time and human rights and good food and good life and good everything. Even the most evil person cares about themselves or their family or whatever it is that they believe that is important to them. See, it just happens. See, it could be absolutely evil and absolutely narcissistic and absolutely selfish and self-centered, or whatever type of ignorance there is that may be in a person or in a family, in a community, or in a culture or heritage, or in a country, or in a territory or kingdom, or whatever else. See? Or sometimes even organizations have that different types of discrimination, racism, greed, corruption, and just self-interest that is just obsessively going crazy, especially in these times we live in these generations where the ones ruling or claiming to be ruling the world are causing absolutely unnecessary wars, conflicts, and just profiting from harming themselves, harming others. Well, trying to. They try all in vain. See? Or harming the good nature of our mothers. Our Mother Earth is so caring, so selfless, so beautiful, and so adorable. See, just like any other caring good mother. So imagine the children and the grandchildren of any good caring mother or generations turning on their own mother, mistreating and abusing their own mother, forgetting their own mother. Your own mother. Would you forget your own mother? Would we forget our own mothers ourselves? Would I forget my own mother? What kind of human being does that? In Canada, there's something called, people like to say, motherfucker. Would you abuse and insult your own mother? Who would do that? But sometimes in this generation, there's something called, it's called a monster generation. So in these places or society, not just this society, it happens in any kingdom or power or group that abuses power. So they turn into something called a monster generation. Yeah. And William Shakespeare said that when we are born, we cry because we have arrived in this world, a grand stage of fools. But even a fool can figure out that what they're doing is foolish and change their ways and improve. See? If a fool puts their hand in fire, they'll feel pain and pull their hand out. Even a fool can reason. See? The tricky thing is when fools become well educated or privileged or have a sense of power or authority and then abuse power. See? Instead of abusing power, let's stop that and instead try to be good human beings, care about each other this year going forward, and just make it happen to be good human beings and have good experiences in good family and also in good personal life and enjoy good success, blessings, and wonderful good opportunities. We can make it happen, everyone, if we want, because we're just one big beautiful human family, a caring one. See, as caring as we can be as good human beings. Thank you and blessings to you and your family. My name is Simba from Kenya in Halifax, Nova Scotia Province, Canada. Blessings to each and everyone.